Well, even though we certainly love the art, the beautiful native art in the totems of Duncan and also the luscious wineries that are in the Cowichan Valley, the Cowichan Valley has much, much more to offer. So I'm really thrilled to be here with Jeff Downey, who owns this gorgeous place, the Old Firehouse Wine and Cocktail Bar. And Jeff, I know many people recognize you from Gallo Glass, where you sell very rare and unusual books. So thanks very much for being here with us for just a few minutes today. I want to talk first of all about some of these absolutely amazing books in front of us.
Thank you, Daphne, very much. Yes, a few books have survived the renovation from what was once Cowichan's largest used and rare bookshop. These are some items that, really the prizes of the old collection. There's an early printing of a late Jack London novel, a book interpretive on Canadian camp life, in the BC Rockies.
This looks charming.
Yes, and an old book here on, which was really attraction and promotion to look at British Columbia, and try to advance it colonially, in the early 20th century to try and increase opportunity in business and commerce and attract folks to live here. Beautiful binding on the wonders of all things art and aesthetic in Italy, and then one of the real prizes, which is the 4 years in British Columbia and Vancouver Island by Commander R.C. Main, which is a first edition 1862. So that's very, very early recorded, first account history of, especially Vancouver Island, especially the, there's quite a bit Cowichan related there.
Oh, that's great.
And some material, that was very much for this area. So
I just want to point out that Gallo Glass is still open in Duncan too. It's a little smaller version of its former self. Interesting, one of these books talks about commerce, and that's partly what we're here to talk about today. You were one of the early members of the DBIA, the Business Improvement Association, and tell me how it was started and what was the vision in brief terms.
Well, the Business Improvement Area Society was was not something that was new to Duncan. I mean, it was it was a model that was in other communities, and it really was. It was brought here by several key stakeholders to look at ways of promoting and attracting both commerce and patronage to shops in the downtown core. Really, my interpretation of small business in today's world is it's really a collective group, and you're only really as good as the sum of all your parts. Yeah. And collectively, you can have strengths that maybe supersede what some of the larger retail and big box outlets can bring to shopping centers.
Well, absolutely, there is a charm with small boutique stores in downtown Duncan, but there's also something remarkable that is brand new, it seems, to this area, and that is the sort of combined retail and living space. Some of it is being built now in downtown Duncan. So is that one of the major changes you've seen over the years?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I had the pleasure and honor of participating as a chair with the Advisory Planning Commission with the city, and reviewing the official community plan for the city of Duncan. And quite simply, the vision, that was the vision statement in that plan was to attempt to be the most livable small city in Canada. And with a population that hovers around 5,000 and a 1 square mile, kind of more or less urban municipality, it was it was identified that one of the real growth areas for Duncan would be the opportunity for expanded density, smart change, smart growth, for the future. And we've already seen a couple of catalysts that are just on way to to bringing that sort of really nice quality, higher end live work sort of scenario.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear about. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a pretty bold vision to have the smallest, most livable city.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think is also going to be a part of that picture?
I think definitely the shops and services that are here, the the eateries and and the little bars, the entertainment entertainment, the arts and culture, which is you know, highly significant in this valley and in this region. That you know, and it really can kind of you know, it can bring you know, sort of a, maybe even a central focus to some of the venues that are, you know, that are in this downtown core, and very close to it, you know, with the theater being, you know, just a couple of blocks away, and the art gallery. Well, one of the things that you can't really quantify, but you know, certainly I've noticed in the time that I've been here, you know, since I guess the early '90s, was just a you know, just the heightened sense of community here. I mean, we really do have wonderful people that live in and around, you know, in this Cowichan Valley, and centrally focus a lot of their lives on Duncan. And we have a great spirit of community. I think we're one of the, you know, anytime, you know, a sort of a large-scale fundraising operation like something like Heart and Stroke comes about, we usually go right to the very top of the per capita, you know, support for something like that. And we've got just pillars of the community and volunteers and people that actually make things happen here. And it's, you know, it's just been a real pleasure to be part of that. And again, I reiterate, it's just something that you can't quantify the value of that. And it's something that speaks really highly of, you know, a belief in both, you know, the people and the community itself.
We'll take a quick break right now, but when we come back, now is the perfect time, with less cars and less people on the road than in the summertime, to take a quick road trip and go and explore. We'll also be talking with Duncan Mayor Phil Kent. I caught up with him a few days ago, and he'll be telling us about Cowichan's diversity from a regional perspective. Can't resist asking you to give us a bit of a regional update on what's going on. And one of the aspects that I'm sure a lot of people have seen is the new Visitor Information Center coming together.
The project's been a long time in the making to try to develop a better visitor service center, and to interpret a whole bunch of the things that the Cowichan Valley can offer for tourists. And you know, there's been some wonderful projects along with this one, and others like the Kinsall Trestle and different projects like that have done on a regional basis that really, I think, speak to the kind of thing that visitors want to experience. They want to do things. They want to see the culture. They want to stay here if they can for a while. And so we have a great you know, food and wine culture here. Our First Nations culture is paramount, and then there's many activities and outdoor activities that people can do to get from one community to the other to see the things we have to offer. So we're very excited about it.
Absolutely, and you've got this great boutique store downtown of Duncan, lots of opportunity to see individual businesses, and that's kind of being eroded in some ways in North American culture. So great to see that.
We have some of the best businesses in the world, and I've traveled a lot in different places, and I would say that there's retailers here that are second to none anywhere, and we are all independent. Our downtown is a very tight community. It's a tight, easily walkable area, and we just have a tremendous variety of independent businesses. And so when you come here, you're going to see things that are unique. You're going to receive wonderful customer service. You're going to be able to not go anywhere else to see what we have. And I know we have some businesses here been here as long as 100 years, and others who are brand new and fresh. And the city's been a great incubator for small business and people who are looking to do unique things. And so it's a very supportive community here too. And so we're just thrilled to have something so unique for people to see. You will not find what we have here anywhere else.
Well, that's our program. And don't forget the Christmas kickoff is going to be happening in downtown Duncan on Friday, November 29th from 5:30 to 8:30. So this whole area is going to be full. There will be sleigh rides, musical entertainment, fireworks, and Santa. Thanks for watching.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network, Men's Wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co., Menswear and Accessories, Hair Services provided by Salon J,